Interview?
Yeah.
That dude sit next to me.
She said two more people. Who ain't got none?
No, these is alright, yeah.
You talking about?
Oh yeah.
Who ain't? But wherever you talking about?
Can't see you then, big homie. Tell me when my countdown.
One of my dogs going that way, and he gon'
Mr.
look
Producer.
out. This song, niggas showed up. Got my pearl on up the wizard to pick this hoe up. I hope it don't be scandalous. The last that I remember niggas was coming empty-handed. Pull up to that broad house. My dude walked in cool, but was laughing when he came out.
Shit, I don't
What they
get
doing,
you. I
player?
hope you get some
His eyes got big and said,
people
nigga,
on here.
some
Then
kids
maybe
up
you
in
could
there. Nappy
just
head
web
and
chat
dirt,
for
but this ain't half of them. When you see them
been
try
a
not
while.
to trip, laugh on them. It seemed kind
You
of
gotta
friendly.
do the pre-screening
Till I
shit.
noticed the ring on their gear.
Get it
was
right.
kinda dingy. And Skin B looking crazy. When she said to me, can I
Alright,
smoke
yeah,
with
we
you,
about
big
done with
baby?
the intro. These one rolling through. We on. Oh shit, what it do, what it do. Welcome to the Sohigho Gas Company. Live in the freaking Wreckroom. No doubt about it, man. You know, it's our new series up in here. We got a full house tonight, man, and we got a special guest with us tonight. We're gonna be interviewing one of the legends, graffiti, and just a real stand down dude in Cleveland, Ohio. Been putting it down, not just graffiti, but music, and really been a contributor to hip hop over the years. Actually, man, his story is wild, man, because he actually really in my peer group for real, being around our whole crew. Like, we gotta be some of, age-wise, some of the elder statesmen that are one. We got the one and only Taz in this joint, man. He got more names than a little bit, but
Swimmer now.
Taz now, you know how
Swim Muad'Dib.
you know what I'm saying? But if y'all don't know, my man Osman Taz is in the house tonight. And we also got my man, the one and only on the boards for us tonight, the president of Wreckroom Records, the one and only D Selector on the boards tonight. What's up with
What's up, everybody?
And my partner from Ghetto AI slid through. Give us a little blessing on the low end. The one and only Ken Cody up in this joint too, man.
What's good, everybody?
Oh shit, that one getting it good as hell. Oh shit, I need to really talk to her so damn bad, man. I ain't talked to her in so long.
Right now?
Shit, yeah. I gotta shoot a podcast and call you back. I'm actually out here. I'm so sorry. I gotta call you back. Okay, thank you. Oh shit, that wasn't the coolest, but it was the coolest. Ken Cody, what you doing? Look at our view though, D. We just got Ken on the view though, bro. We kind of got him cut off on what we playing out. I don't know. It might just be this. Oh yeah. That was operator error. Like about. That's why you shouldn't smoke weed, bro. But here on the Ken, short-term memory loss is a real goddamn thing, man. Here on the Sohigho show, man, we talk about information, cultivation, and education on the cannabis plant here in Ohio, specifically in Cleveland. Last week we continued on. We were showing some people how to stuff a cone. So we're gonna get a little bit of the technical thing out the way, man. I wanted to ask you while we sitting here talking and preparing this, what's your favorite application of cannabis?
Lately, dabs.
Dabs, no shit.
It's not as complicated as I thought.
Man, go ahead and explain to some people from your standpoint what dabs is, man. People just like you really have to treat people here in Ohio because you don't
I don't like saying we slow.
people really got to realize that we got to get our education up. It's more people would do dabs if they knew about it. Like, if you want to be a healthy smoker, straight up, it's dabs. You know why? Because when you're using like the Puffco or a dab machine, you vaporizing weed. And when you vaporizing weed, the reason why you want to do that is you taking it to right about 250 degrees to activate the cannabis, right? And then you want to ingest it without burning it. So if you could take the vapors off of 250 without it igniting, That's healthier than burning the carbon.
Yeah.
And
No
it's a
plant
lot of
matter.
shit.
No,
Now, see, now you talking high end dab. When you saying that, it's a level to everything. When you saying no plant matter, that's some very high end stuff. You know, when you making, not to be all in the woods, when you making bubble hats and you go through those micron bags, that's what filter out the plant matter.
Mm.
And then when you make your dab out of that, that's the more cleaner, solventless type dab that you have. But exactly what you're saying. Shit,
Yeah.
we was making hash, what, in crock pots in the back of the day, boy. We was, a lot of people don't understand. Old school dab making was just grinding up a whole bunch of weed, throwing Everclear on the bottom of that, letting that shit
Oh,
evaporate till
right.
it was
The
thick in
fucking
the back of the
making Phoenix tears, basically.
Yeah, people really don't know how far we really came, and it's almost wild that you'll be like dabbing. Because I think I went through a dab phase this go around, and don't get me wrong, it's my favorite thing to do. If I was short,
Yeah.
get it quick, and I like it though. But what make you get into what you like about dabbing compared to maybe flower?
I mean, now I got a seahorse, and you go to the fucking spots in Detroit. The dabs are cheap.
Yeah.
Like you get a little thing. It's on sale. So get a bunch of dabs, just boop, 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 and I'm hiring shit all day,
Oh,
all day.
yeah. See, I like it like that, and it is different. So, if you was new and you was getting in there, how would you rate it? How would you say, like, to a new user? I'm looking to get in the dab. What should I be expecting, Taz? What should I be looking out of that?
Well, everybody's like, cause you know how it was. You had a rig, and everybody,
Yeah.
had a rig, and everybody was like,
Right.
"Oh, you doing drugs, ain't
Right.
you?"
Right.
I'm like, "Nah, man, this is weed." Like, no,
Yeah.
man. So all the complicated shit with
Yeah. I.
the torch and all that shit.
Oh, see.
Uh,
Now,
Now that you know that you can avoid it,
Right.
and that people are actually making really quality, they're refining that shit really good. You can get some really solid flavors and quality of weed, plus which it ain't got to be as complicated as a torch and a nail and all
Right.
that shit.
That's what people who, just to break it down so y'all know what he talking about. When you got a glass rig, you got your torch. That's why torch is in there. We used to heat that banger up. That's
He's a
what
banger.
the bucket. That's where you would put the dab into. That's called a banger. You heat that up. We was stupid back then. Heat it up to like 700, 800 degrees. Let it cool down to like 700 or 600, and then drop that bitch in there on fire, burn the shit out of our throat, choke fucking our ass off,
Yeah.
cough for 3 hours because it was actually too hot.
And you got to have another guy.
That whole
And y'all are like,
hell yeah,
I go.
yeah, and it was very
Coordinate.
strong. And now, to our credit, and it just getting more technology on it, the e-rig is freaking a thing. But I will tell you right now, on the east side of Cleveland, the sisters is the nectar collector queens. They are on.
Hmm.
They are getting in the dabs with the nectar collector. I didn't think
Oh,
that was
right.
popular.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
nectar collector is very similar. You just heat the end of the tube up,
Yep.
and then it gets to the same 700 degrees, and you like put that little dab down. You hit the end of the tube, and then you inhale it. And trust me, you're gonna get fucked up.
That's what my girl do. She'll be like, "Hey, you want to smoke some weed?" I'm like, "That don't mean you want to smoke weed. You want to smoke dabs. I know you got your little nectar collector and shit.
That
We can start smoking a joint." And she's like, "I'm cool. I'm just gonna smoke dabs." I'm like, "All right, I'll finish the joint."
that not. I like it, but I'm so old school that I like everything about this. Don't hand that back to me, D. Could you? You got an ashtray? Oh shit! Here, I'm gonna roll this one up. But that is a trip about the dabs, and I wouldn't have thought that, man. I would have thought I went backwards. So I went through the dab, and I'm gonna get my Puffco out of here. I'm just junky as fuck. I had it in there. Yeah, go ahead.
Because I don't do dabs. I don't
Right.
even know too much about it. So
Yeah.
to a person that's just smoking, is it a different high? Is it a like what's the difference in dabbing and just smoking weed?
Absolutely great ass question. For me, the difference is without the plant matter in it, I think that's what we was used to, right? Everybody
What
was
does that?
used to.
What does without the plant matter even mean?
Okay, so if we could go in, give me a tight shot real quick on the inside camera. It's very, very easy to tell you. I'll show you real quick with some weed. The whole thing of weed is made, it's a plant, right? On the outside of this plant is called trichomes. Trichomes is known as crystals, and that's the most active part. That's what we really want out of this. The trichomes actually grow out of the leafy matter, so it's not like any of these plant matter is devoid of THC. The most purest part is like the crystals that form around the top of
So
it.
you kind of don't need the plant.
You really
It's
don't.
just like the bread.
So it's holding, it's the medium.
Gotcha.
So the separation and that's why it costs more and that. So the answer to your question is we used to smoking the whole thing, and that come with a lot of other stuff, and that make THC go into your body a certain way. When you eliminate all of that stuff and you just take the crystals, it is a different hit. It's still THC, but your intake is like drinking a Long Island iced tea versus drinking a shot of each one of these by
Yeah. So
themselves.
it's a more pure.
Well, more pure,
Gotcha.
cleaner,
Gotcha.
and that's the good shit. Just like what he was saying when we was talking about levels today, you could switch me off a shaky cam. We're gonna call that the Snoop Doggy Dog wobble
Mm-mm.
cam. But when we get more technology with this and we getting it cleaner and eliminating more plant matter, it's a cleaner hit though. And California people, they scrub it out. When I say no characteristic for they dab, they grow $4,000 a pound weed and wash it so clean that it might as well be a THC a diamond.
Word.
And I mean that. Like it's so bleached out white that it don't have no characteristics. You know what I mean? Like you want to like if I'm smoking GMO, I kind of want it to taste GMO.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't want the THC just from GMO. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you done stripped it down. So I think they went so far that now we got full flavor dabs coming back more of the good shit like that. And it keep longer, too.
Hey,
Yeah.
John, I got
Yeah.
a question.
Yeah.
What's the price difference on it?
It's
'Cause
cheap.
like my man Cody, I don't do dabs either, man.
Right. You know,
So, what's the price breakdown compared to flour?
oh, it's
Lately, it's cheap, right?
it's
Didn't used to be
quality.
that way.
Yeah, it's all about your extraction process. So
So,
it's
what you gotta
commercial
do? I
shit.
mean, if I go buy it somewhere, I'm not
Mhm.
trying to do it
Right.
because I ain't gonna pay you for
If
it.
you was gonna go buy it somewhere, where we at, like it's levels to it. I almost would just have to keep it 100 with you. I wouldn't buy dabs from nowhere but your traditional weed dealer. Somebody who knows where you need to go. It's a hash fest coming up this weekend too.
Mm.
Out at the Berea Fairground, the Rosin Fest will be out there, and
Oh,
that's the biggest key for what you want to do. You can go buy anything from resin with an E, which is a chemical extract. Everything with an E on it is mean it's either CO2 or BHO. BHO is butane extracted wax. So I'll give it real quick example. No, resin.
oh,
Yeah, resin that's a no resin. Resin in dab. So it's a couple kinds of dabs. You got like resin extract is CO2 and BHO.
you got rosin.
And then you got rosin that's solventless hash. You see why they say solvent? You don't use either two of those chemicals to extract those chemicals off the weed.
Yeah.
The trichome. They're using CO2, which is clean. Trust me, it's good CO2 wax out there. BHO, which is how people used to blow up their house when we was making shatter about 5 or 6 years ago. Literally, if you look up on thing, if you want to make dabs tonight, you could take this flour that I got on this tray right now, go get a can of butane, squirt it all in the bottom of a jar. But guess what you made? A little baby, a little baby fireball. Ain't no shit about it. So you got to be careful about sparks around there. But people was doing it. Leave that in the
Which
jar.
one's the cleanest though?
Oh, the solventless
So
bubble hash. You can't beat bubble hash because it's no chemicals. Like you are not adding nothing to it. When you making bubble hash, and that's why it's a price difference, and getting to why it's all over. Why you could get $20 a gram hash, which I wouldn't even put in my rig at all.
so
No.
I
20
wouldn't
like
put
the bottom, like you wouldn't even mess with a $20 a gram.
20 a gram hash. I would. I got some I think around here
So that's
too.
like Reggie basically then.
It's below Reggie. If yeah, it's Reggie. Oh, we lucky today. Guess what, y'all?
Hmm.
I got Reggie with us today. I absolutely do, and I got some good shit too. So here's the. I'm gonna show you a real. I think we might have to go back and look at it. But you want to know the difference is all of the darkness in this is nothing but green. If you really looked at this under the light, it's really green. And it's sticky and it's full of all of the leaf matter.
It looked brown.
It do look brown because if you just like old school when we used to just throw this in Everclear and reduce it. That's all that is. It's getting reduced and then strained off,
Yep.
and it's just a shit ton of plant matter in it too. So that's what old school hash that shit. We was happy to get this shit back
Hell
in the
yeah.
day. We rolled hash blunts out of this shit. Dude, that's that shit that went crazy. We was smoking this like this right here is a little homemade, a little stickier, and it's got too much in it.
I still got a set of my hash bags.
And that's when you talking hash bags, that's bubble hash. So
Yep.
just real quick, they put 5 bags together with different levels of screen. The lowest screen right here, they down in microns. You put the weed in here on an ice bath, shake that shit down to break those trichomes off. You could get the crystals off these 2 levels right here, and
Yep.
that's what you make bubble hash from. But you ain't over there. Cause after that, then you gotta stick it into a dry freezer to take all of the moisture out of it. After you take the moisture out of it, you got what's called crumble hash. After you get it to crumble hash, then you can whip it. Whipping it and curing it is very important, and that's another thing where everybody fuck up at. Because when you making those 2 other levels, BHO and CO2, is quick to market. Squirt that shit out of there, and they squirt it right in the jar.
Mm.
Bubble hash shit in that drying phase after that, you gotta cure that motherfucker like a plant.
Yeah.
You gotta
It
get
ain't
that
done.
bitch 66% humidity, and you gotta activate all of that flavor back in there. If you doing
If
it
you
right,
really want,
and that's why
if
it
you
would
really
cost
want good
80
bubble
to
hash.
$100. That's why dudes to sell good hash don't offer it on the market, cause it's a line down the corner. Resin Reserve in Michigan, man, we got a Reddit, we got a subreddit for him, and I know y'all ain't on it. And it's 100 jars, and you send them the money, and you go pick it up. It ain't no questions asked, bro.
Word.
Now it ain't even. Listen, you lucky to be on the list. And if when you on that list, if you ain't got the money, 6 of your friends who smoke hash gonna be like, I'll buy it, hands down. And he only let you get like fucking onion if you lucky.
Where they do that?
That's Michigan.
Right.
Resin Reserve too is good, and
Resin
I
Reserve.
and I will tell you that Michigan is really the number one in rosin um, in the country too. I mean, it really go very hard, man. I got a dab. I got I hate that y'all do that to me because I could have had it. I had my other rig ready to go because we could smoke a dab or two in the rig, and y'all could tell me. I'm just gonna look for it. We got time.
I can't say shit, man. Since I've been moving back and forth from here to Detroit, I lost so much shit. I mentioned my uh seahorse. I'm not
Yeah.
quite sure where it is.
Oh shit.
I
Man,
gotta
I got a
finish
volcano
unpacking.
vaporizer that I swear to God I don't know where the hell is that, bro. I
Damn.
lost a whole fucking volcano vaporizer is some fucking where. Where? Good ass fucking question though. That's that shit. That's like short term memory loss is real. That's another thing about the dab. Instantaneous stupid. If you think, listen, you think you ain't right. All right, here you go. Give me the clean. Yeah, give me the close up because I'll show you what high end wax is right now. I want you to smell that. That other one, he was close to it, ain't got no smell. And this is from the Solvent Syndicate. It's all clear. And you can just see it's a whiteness. That other stuff was just
Hold the
it's
candle
doo-doo
back.
brown.
Hold it. Dab back.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah,
Now
you
move
can
it.
see that was like is real yellowier. You can see how much I use it. I fuck this shit up like it's going out of style. It's very good.
I still
Then
like
tell me what
flour.
you think, huh?
I still like flour, but yeah, you can go. I'll go to Michigan.
Yeah.
I'll get me some flowers, but then like I'll get some of this. It'll last me for like shit at least 6 months, 6 7 months, even if I'm
See?
going hard
Yeah.
for $15.
See, and it will get you high. I guess I'm just such a fucking snob. Yeah, listen to
Yeah.
Cody. Cody over here like fucking. See,
Unless you're crazy, because it's
listen.
so
The
it's
problem.
so like
I recommend it for Cody.
Smoking dab, or are you smoking dab and flowers? Like,
no, I'm usually just smoking dab if
Let me be.
I'm dabbing.
I like to just say something in the room right now. This should have worked for Cody, but not D. Cause D a fucking a monster with it, bro. I'm gonna tell you why. Cause D will get used to it.
Yeah,
D, yeah, D will be like, Will, you done got me stuck out there on them dabs. Now you got me $80 a gram.
Right.
I can't even stand the $20 a gram shit no more.
Yeah, fuck your whole
And once you,
tolerance up.
yeah, because it do fuck your lungs up. Because once you go up to high end,
No, I'm saying your tolerance, because then you be
Yeah.
standing around, everybody
Yep.
else be high, you be like,
yeah,
I
what
need
y'all
more.
smoke. But that's why I went back to flour like real tough too, man. Is flour is it's more flavor, it's more
Yeah.
character, it's more social. And since it is legal now, man, fuck that, man. The reason why I was on Dash, because it was incognito. I could 5 years ago, before we ain't had no law, I was smoking a puffco.
Right.
And you could be in the car and the smoke just go away real quick too. So it's real good. And
Yeah,
for
that's
Cody's sake, hell yeah, if you was gonna do it from an economical standpoint like him, I know your smoking habits. This should have last Cody like 7, 8 months maybe. He'd be like, bro, I'm on that same damn jar. D, I'm gonna give D a week, not even a week. I'm gonna give D 3, 4 days before he wear this bitch out.
If you really
I ain't gonna say fiend. I ain't gonna say fiend. I'm just gonna say you got a high ass tolerance. I just know your tolerance. I ain't saying fiend. I ain't gonna be. I ain't gonna smoke it without you, bro. Shit. I lost the top to it in the goddamn way. I'm gonna roll this blizzy so we can have something to smoke though and get this one out the way. So, shit, man. I did want to talk to you a little bit about like you grew up, man, like how we met, and a little bit about your contribution to hip hop in the Cleveland area, man, and give you some of your chance to um, talk about some of maybe the history as you remember it in the hip hop scene. Some of the stuff that don't get mentioned that I know, like personally, I know you and I know stories that a lot of people in the mainstream movies, like shout out to my man J. Cole and J. Cool. I do that every
J.
time.
Cool.
J. Cool and the 216 Legends out on Tubi right now, man. Shot part of that down here in the Rec Room studio. So shout out to my people. Me and D did get a little blurb in there, and I think you did get a clip in that also.
I'm all up in the 4th episode.
He all up in the 4th episode.
Like the first 5 minutes, I was like, oh,
Oh,
I'm
no
damn,
shit.
there I am, damn.
So yeah, man. I wanted like
yeah, shout out J. Cool.
Yeah, shout out to J. Cool, man. Definitely in Cleveland doing some stuff in this, man. Like the early days. Let me ask you this. I probably start with this. When did you and Saino meet?
High school.
In high school.
But, I was seeing his shit in junior high.
Nah, somebody else on the back there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was seeing his shit in junior high though. So
you were seeing his shit in junior high, but you older than though, right?
I'm 3 years younger. So
3 years younger. Okay.
He was a senior and I was a freshman. When I was a freshman, we went to the same school.
Okay. And you was that was Marshall.
Yep, John Marshall. So
So
yeah, him
you
and
saw him when he classically, I'm gonna say, what was that? 86 that he put the Marshall block wall on the wall up there.
what the
When he got inside the
the lunchroom?
was it the lunchroom? You know, they didn't let us in there too much. It was a historic piece in Cleveland history. I think that was the first dude that just got a mural inside a high school.
Maybe.
No,
Uh, well, me and Kev were down by then. Me and Mr. Soul,
okay.
he had put us in the crew by then, so we helped. And
Y'all
then
help with the Marshall
there
Wall?
was two of them. They had
The
us.
first one. I
Yeah,
remember the first one was where they was all red and black though, because that was y'all colors though, right?
yeah, yep. Red and black with the little what was he? A red coat soldier.
Damn. So
The
what
little
year
red
was
coat
what
soldier.
was year that? What year? So that was
We were all
that's historic, right? In the state.
mm,
You, Soul, and No went to Marshall together.
yeah. So me and Soul and um um Ryan Jinke from Optic Boom, we were in a crew together in junior high, and then we went to Marshall, and we was all like, we gotta find Sano. I heard he's here. We saw his shit. We were like, we gotta find this dude. And then everybody was like, it's obviously that nigga. And this nigga's looking like the Fonz.
He was looking like Fonzie.
I mean, he had his, he had not
Yeah.
Fonzie with
I
a
know what
jean
you're
jacket on,
saying.
with the
I know
bombed
what you're
out jean
saying.
jacket. He'd hang out by his locker all day, and he had the double locker. He knocked out the wall out of one locker and made it one big locker. Like it was like 3 lockers long. And he like opened that bitch up like a store and hang out at that bitch, and motherfuckers come see him. And I'm like,
That nigga's a G back
yeah, I'm
then.
like, this is the coolest nigga in high school, man. Like,
No shit. See, that's that shit that
I think it was like um Ferris Bueller.
that shit is crazy. So outside of that, so you and Soul was already in a crew. What crew was that one?
We called ourselves the Three Kings.
The Three Kings. Was y'all getting up on was y'all out active?
I mean,
What neighborhood was y'all active?
I um Kevin's house.
Kevin's house?
Yeah,
Where
there
was
was
he
like
at? Oh, on the west side.
no right there on Lee Road.
Oh, y'all got bust over for miles.
No, man, we would just sneak and paint like the back of buildings.
Yeah.
Something we wouldn't get caught on. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So shit along the train tracks, along miles,
Oh,
shit up
okay.
Harvard, like the
Yeah.
back of the
Yeah.
shoe stores and shit.
Yep.
We didn't really do no street shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We was in our black books, and then when we started fucking with Sanos, when we started doing like actually getting
Going
brave
to the
enough.
train.
We got brave enough to start doing street shit.
No shit.
Yeah.
And you was still in high school when you was like out? Was you
Nah, junior high.
junior high school?
Yeah, I really started painting like junior high. A little bit before that. A little bit before that too.
Man. So bring us up to maybe like tell me like when the first time you meet like Days and Bites. Cause I know they was like something similar off to the side and they was kind of together and then
Well,
they kind of like was seeking out Sano too because he was putting up.
no, it was more that Sano got a job, or kind of got a job at CIA,
Oh.
Cleveland School of Arts too.
Right.
So then he was like, he called me, and I was in college, and he was like, yo, man, these little niggas is kind of all right. It's too many of them.
Right.
So I'm just going to weed through the ones that really want to do this. And I was like, all right, that's cool. So then, then later on, like I said, I'm in college in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So I was coming back and forth from there to Cleveland, but I started rolling with NSF crew, and that shit was crazy.
Which crew was that? People ain't gonna know.
NSF is huge now, but back then it was just like 4 dudes. It was nonstop flavor.
Nonstop Flavor?
Yeah.
That's a dope ass name. They out of Pittsburgh. Where out?
Pittsburgh. So
Out
that's
of the
like
bird.
Nextski, and I started hanging out with them dudes, and them dudes bomb like a motherfucker. So
By what years was that? Because that's crazy. You was
92.
on 92.
Yeah.
That's when we got the fucking devastating this bitch too. But that's when it went up too. Because that's when I could remember that area too. Because that's when I think we went from doing everything funky to ID merchandise right there.
Yeah.
We was made 92 was around in that
Yeah,
transition
y'all had y'all
because we had
spot.
already came off. DF moved off of Coventry on the Larchmere, and then I think we was all with It's a Rap magazine. That was crazy because that was Roel, Jazz,
Mm-hmm.
Pat, Sano.
Vaughn was around a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all moved into where they moved the spot into what's the Superior building, Superior Arts building?
23rd. It's the new police station, y'all. We was on
Yeah.
the we was on like the fourth or fifth floor. So when y'all was up there, I did the wildest shit up there. So the police that's Daffy Dan's old building, so if y'all really want to know. So that was like crazy. And then you
Oh.
came back.
But my point was that I was in Pittsburgh and then I got a call and it was Days and Takes.
Yeah.
And it was like, hey, we just want to come fuck with y'all. So me and Mr. Soul stayed together.
In
And
the
they
bird?
yeah,
I
yeah,
did not know that.
yep, yep.
This is a small ass world.
We were roommates all through college.
No shit.
Yeah,
I would
so
never guess that in the fucking life of me right now at all. I
yep.
wouldn't have guessed that.
And
I don't know
then
why I wouldn't have guessed that, but nah.
we had a spot in Oakland next to Carnegie Mellon and all that shit. And that was the flop house. And everybody from all over the fucking place was just come, all the writers, they just come to our spot.
No
So
shit.
that's where I met Days and Taste, and that's where I met
And
the
that's when you
actual
met.
CST crew.
That's when you met CST and
Yep.
cause Sano, they bro, I'm trying to tell you, at that stage when you was in there, they really went up. Cause Sano was staying up on Coventry, and Sano not probably quite flop housey, yeah, cause he was had he was with homegirl at the time, and yeah, that was my man. So he took
Yeah.
care of his, he was grown ass man, and yeah, still in high school somewhat. So it was a little difference of agenda. But when it was time to go out and they was active down there, they used to, yeah, definitely like 91, 92 down on the rapid tracks, man, because they had to go
Mm-hmm.
down there and they got fucked up and had to go down there and pressure wash that shit. That was some of the best fucking art.
Wait,
You got in that one too?
no.
Oh, okay.
I was gone.
I was about to say, okay, you was down there too. Man, that was the tough one though, because that's actually RTA,
Mm-hmm.
and RTA had to go to CST because it was a dope ass concept, but it was just like when we did that party in fucking Detroit.
Right.
You don't go to Detroit on Hell's Night and name a rave Hell's Night because we was green and rookies. To me, you down on RTA tracks, painting RTA, it's fucking, don't spit in my
Yeah,
face. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't breaking the law, motherfucker. That's what I felt
kind
about
of
that.
almost calling them out. Like, what you gonna do about it?
Yeah. Man, so, like, when you develop, like, when I think about you coming back, when you got back up in here, I used to be thinking, like, the hierarchy, and I had skill wise, I had you and Bias like up there, especially during that era, like right under Sano, and with always the ability if he didn't keep on his game that y'all fucking bowl past him because Sano would go back down there late nights and fucking retouch up some shit, go back in. Oh,
Really?
here, huh?
Yeah.
Please,
We're-
Sano was very competitive.
It was
Don't
good
get
that we
nothing
were
twisted.
all like, yeah, at that time we were all black booking pretty hard and
Yep.
trading books, and everybody was just like, "You see what that nigga did?
Yep. Yeah.
This nigga. Oh, all right, hold on."
And then y'all was
Yep.
back at, and you were so active back then, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that was another thing. Volume, maybe more than a lot of writers right there. You see, that's like this nigga catching the bus everywhere. You know, you was really like,
Surprisingly, I was about that.
Huh?
Even if, I got married early and all that shit,
Yeah.
man. I was still.
We didn't see
I don't
you.
even know how I did that.
You see, that's what I'm saying. That was the weird thing because you had like that elusive graffiti allure. Like, who the fuck is this dude that's blazing all of these neighborhoods like this? And we don't know who he is. You don't see him at no hip hop because you was a family member. That's what other people don't know about you. You was like on daddy duty tough back during that era also.
Yeah. Well, like, I got my oldest son was he was born 93. So
Ooh, that boy was active in the bedroom. God damn, boy, you don't need no fucking Viagra's over here,
I'm
boy.
stupid, man.
That nigga needed a vasectomy, not a Viagra, boy. God dang, bro. You got active, but it was true because I used to look at you all the way different. Like all these other dudes is young. You over here raising kids, bro.
Well,
And you was in a household and you was like really like living daddy life
I
for
was trying to
real.
be devout Muslim, so
Oh, okay.
at the time.
At the time. That is see, I didn't know that because we used to I remember you was off of East Boulevard somewhere. And you was the dude that could just pop your head out the house for like 38 seconds, say what's up, and then
But the train was right. Like when I finally moved back home,
yeah.
the
Oh,
train.
that's true.
Yeah, I stayed right next to
Yeah,
the
that's
train,
true. He did.
so I could hit freights.
Right. That is true too. You was so close in proximity over there too.
96 and St. Clair.
96. That is very. I didn't even think about that until right now. Like how close you was to over there too, though.
I wait for. I was like, oh, there go the train. Grab my shit. Sometimes take my kid.
That
Come on
is
with
so
me.
wild.
When-
Maybe that might be it, man. Cause like in history still, but nah, you still was more. I used to see you on West Side, like this nigga outdoing y'all. Cause I used to go Sano, like, cause Sano got prima donna-ish, not really prima donna-ish. If he went for a signature piece. He was going to put something in Graffiti Veritas at one stage, like through the 90s. You know what I mean? Like he was like sitting back like sensei, like, all right.
All right. So through fucking around in Pittsburgh, that's where going back and forth to Cleveland, I got the Pittsburgh dudes to come back to Cleveland. So it was the Pittsburgh crew, NSF, and everybody would come through the Flop House. So that's how I met my crew in Cleveland, kind of, from Pittsburgh. I'm not sure when I would have met them niggas here.
That's crazy.
Right?
But you would have met them through Sano, though, right?
Eventually, but
yeah.
It was a good thing. It was just like, yo, we gotta come fuck with y'all, and we, they can't fuck with us. We got the niggas high and shit. So we're around like campus and all that shit with breakdancing. And then we hooked up with the Columbus crew, What Crew?
Yeah.
And Flip came down to Pittsburgh and stayed with us for a minute, and then through all that, we got introduced to Clear, who had that Roger Gas.
Well, you got to break it down for the novices out there.
Roger.
What Crew, legendary out of Columbus.
Yep.
Formed like Voltron, because if you see old pictures, you'll see CST What on a lot of shit, bro.
Yep. CST What NSF.
Yep. It was a lot of that it was like formed like Voltron. And when you said those other names, those are writers out of Columbus. And they was bold, though. To me, What Crew was cold to me because they consistently got up on High Street, Lane and High Street, on that water tower over the fucking bike shop. Hardest place to get. Police like almost knew that they would get it, and they still used to get it. Paint over it, and they would do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. They was wild.
Flip was a nut. Flip's a nut. That's my man. Shout out Flip.
That
Flip Oris.
In that era of graffiti and crews, because I remember like that one time y'all had to dust up with the Cincinnati folks, and we was down there. I think we was doing the raid, and y'all went out and tried to get. It was already beeping.
I went around for that. That's Scribble Jam, right?
That shit, bro. Y'all don't even understand. Back in the day, that's what I would actually like. You was you never was in on the dark side of graffiti. People don't know like that when people deface your piece or spit on it on some disrespectful shit. That shit for a time was
war.
Listen, when I mean that was like fucking spitting at a dude's mother, and I mean that. That shit was like this son bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, this shit was like crew got mad at crew, and it was going on that. Like in that era, You never was in that like any of that CST type shit like that.
Well, all right, in Pittsburgh. No, I was. I was a big kid.
Yeah, I was about to say because I thought
We
you
fuck
was.
niggas up.
I know you was down there with Cree and all of us, and we had to hide y'all at this raid because y'all was outnumbered, outgunned.
Were we?
Yes.
Who were we fucking with? Who?
Y'all went out and it was up on the hill somewhere, and I gotta get the whole story. We gotta fill it in. But I'm throwing a rave at the time.
Yeah.
So as you know, so now I like after the fact, I just know everybody coming back in and they like, bro, them motherfuckers after us out in fucking Monte Carlos and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Hey man, these niggas. I'm like, man, come on, man. We just trying to make some money. I'm talking to the neighborhood dudes from up on the hill, cause some other crew done called in their homies from the hood, like these niggas down here trying to disrespect us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Shit, them motherfuckers be bringing in motherfuckers that don't even write graffiti.
Right.
They just want to whoop ass. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But when I was in Pittsburgh, I'd be chilling at the spot, and Nexky and dudes from NSF would come get me. And they would just start shit. They would start shit, then come get me. And they knew I didn't give a fuck who it was. I just wanted to bust somebody in the face and take somebody's paint. It was like, yo, Oz, such and such, you know, went over. It wasn't even my shit. I was like, oh, they went over my dude's stuff? Where they at?
Now, when you say go over your stuff, like how long, what you saying is like when somebody put a burner up, it's specifically a burner or a piece that's bigger than a tag, and tag banging is a whole nother fucking level of graffiti. But when you put a burner up and somebody whitewash it and just go over the top of it and put their own mural over the top of it, that's...
Yep. Or even side busting. Like you'll pick a spot, you'll get a good piece up. It's side busting. That piece is going to run, right? It's going to be there for a while. But
Right.
as soon as everybody else starts putting a piece next to it, that's side busting because you're blowing the spot up. You're going to get it all covered up.
Right.
And that'll get your ass kicked.
See? And those was the rules. Like, that's when, like, it was serious, too. And then you look at those movies in New York. Now, I'm trying to tell you. And that was the culture. Because it was a bunch of people who was almost renegade-ish. Culture vultures. I mean, the anti-culture vultures on the outskirts of everything. Like almost ghetto hieroglyphics to a certain extent. It had a point of view. Had no place to express themselves and was just busting on shit, man. And some of that shit was just being out there with y'all. It's just like, some of it was like therapy, though. You know, like big ass canvases like that. There was like museum pieces when we think back what art is now and what's modern art. You get the paint bill. People don't get the paint a scale. Where you get the paint a scale?
You wanted them to be museum pieces. You wanted it to be like, while people are traveling, they're like, damn. Slow down. Let me look at that.
What do you think about that type of art versus the people who just got to see their name up big right now? Like, you know, like we look at some of the names around town right now, they like just bold and big.
I guess I don't think of it as a versus, except, you know, like.
It's not a versus. That's this era. Like, what you thinking about?
I mean, they're two sides of the same coin, except if you just don't elevate the two. Like, there should be some really clean, dope street hand styles. Like, hand styles, like having a good hand and doing dope tags and doing dope, like, simple letters.
It's clean.
That's dope. That's
one-liners. They ain't
that's
nobody
worth
did
breaking the law.
Lines, bro.
That's worth breaking the law.
Breaking the law.
That's worth breaking the law. That's worth, you know, hitting some spots.
Don't hit that bitch so hard to make it run. I'm gonna tell you joint etiquette. That's why he don't like to smoke weed. He's not good at it.
Who did the 93rd Rapid Station?
Ranger.
The Nomad, right?
Yeah.
I went to school with him for like 1 year.
Easy, pup. You gonna run that bitch because you smoking it like you smoking a dab.
My bad.
I
Yo,
got
joint.
a question. So with graffiti, is it a language? Is it coded messages? Is it art?
Fuck
Is
it.
it, but like, how would you describe it?
Well, first it's your name, but then
Oh,
it's the same as like rap. It's street news.
Okay.
So if it's real niggas doing it and they connected to the hood, it's gonna
oh,
reflect the hood.
yeah. L.A.,
Um,
Chicago.
and then the rest of it is just letter styles. It's like, but I it took me a while to figure out after I left here that I had a Cleveland style. Um, and it cats would be like, you go somewhere else, they're like, oh, that's that Cleveland A, or I like how y'all
Mm,
niggas in Cleveland make these certain letters, and I was like,
right,
I didn't pay attention to it. I was like, oh, all right,
right.
yeah, we do kind of, and you carry that, and then you flex on like you got Cleveland wild style, and you got Cleveland simple style, and you got um, and then you can see that difference in all the other cities and stuff. Like if you're really serious about it, and cats carry that on and
Yeah.
pass it on to the next dude, they elevate the style. Plus, also, it's still it's still um, specific to that place and that even that hood.
Let me ask you, we in 2025 and I like it, but I also done owned a couple buildings and a property or two. And if a motherfucker spray painted this name on my fucking garage, I'm gonna whoop his ass.
I
I
hear
don't
you.
give a
I don't
fuck.
do nothing illegal no
I
more.
know, you see what I'm saying? But then where is that bridge at? Like in the future right now? I know we got some we lucky enough that every year we know, and
But
we are privileged enough to know what the free wall was.
yeah, now we got legal spots too. We got spots that are made to be painted now,
Right.
so that's cool.
And then that's when I don't understand why, you know, when it's being accepted and it's so hard. And I know it was sad as fuck one time. I think it was Sano. I don't know who was down on the track. Steen watching that bitch on Saturday. It was a fucking masterpiece too. And I was on the rapid going downtown.
Yeah,
And my man was down there
I mean,
buffing that shit off. And now to pay all of those prices and have free wall, but then go to almost like, sometimes I think, and I'm a graffiti fan, sometimes it is vandalism. Like you purposely just
sure,
being a jackass. Like come on, man. There's
right.
even rules to the game. You ain't even have to do that dude's
Is there
building.
rules to the game?
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, it's rules to the
yeah.
game. Hell
Is that
yeah.
got your own inner code, or is
Fuck. Like he said, you can't be going. Those old school rules, when we used to, I'll tell you to you like this. It ain't a graffiti artist I know that ain't a pistol holder from back in the day. And that's just cut down to the meters, I'm going to tell you. Them niggas all carry guns. Some of the nerdiest motherfuckers in the back of the school, to be honest with you. And he had a pistol because it was dangerous out there on them tracks at night.
You know,
Straight, am I lying?
no
I'm,
hobos, dogs, cops, just
that shit was fucking wild.
so? Let me ask you this: is it easier to do graffiti now than it was back then?
yeah.
Yeah, because you could put up a free wall. Like right now with a fucking thing, we got this block party coming up, and he paint almost every year on the wall at Red Lion Black Party. And it's like an annual tradition. It's a free wall to get buffed every fucking year. It's gonna be a new fucking thing. And it's just like, if you are a great artist and you want to participate in festivals and do murals and live painting and really get your art off there, graffiti has always got a place in it. And we
Yes.
smart. We got air boxes right now. We got masks. We know what. We way smarter about it.
There's corporate crews. There's the manufacturing of spray paint by graffiti artists for graffiti artists.
Our boy Sano, he was a Plutonium G.
Yeah.
He was putting that shit out, and it is like ways to go about it. And not only that, they some of the most talented artists who have an ear for the street higher. We just let AI and corporate America dictate it to us, but the
It's
underground speak, and that art form is just getting jacked and muted down
It's finally mainstream.
without
Yeah, it's definitely mainstream.
getting robbed though.
For sure.
I mean, it's
That's
getting
what
robbed.
mainstream is.
Shit. Uh, Well, pop music is from hip hop, goddammit, but they don't give you no credit. They don't give you no grandfather clause for standing on your back. I'll tell you that about this weed market. Them motherfuckers just came in with $1 billion and took it over. You say, yeah, it's mainstream, but yeah, they just bought it out with the machine. It's like that. They just came. This shit is illegal. They ain't come give every dope dealer back in the day who was just selling weed our stipend for they tax money. Like, bitch, I started this industry.
I mean,
I feel like that about graffiti too, though. Like, sometimes it get when you see the styling of Sprite in commercials and shit like that, you like, I hope it's a Danny Rodriguez at the desk
yeah,
pinning that. The reality of that is probably
no, but
not.
it's just all about the individual being dope. And then if like now, I can do a lot of live painting because I can,
Yeah,
because I've been going at it. I can knock out something real quick,
right.
you know. Um, so they had that in events. It's a big thing now, like for people to live paint, just have an artist there,
Yeah,
do the graffiti and shit. Um, Graffiti clothes, all that shit,
yeah.
So
Oh, I like that, man. I know graffiti done took you around and you shared with me about some programming you're gonna be doing with the youth, man. And I want to know how you get into that and what exactly is that entail?
um, yeah, I'm doing some murals at Juvenile Detention Center, and then for the rest of the year, I'll be doing a street art and design program for the kids.
That's
So
dope.
get them, they can only do so much because they're inmates, but
Right.
teach them how do letters, and then they can design some stuff, do some shirts, do some shoes.
Yeah,
I'll have them help me with one of the murals, but
absolutely,
they can't
man.
have spray paint though.
They can't have spray paint. How you gonna get? How? What's your workaround?
They're going to use paintbrushes.
Paintbrushes.
Yeah.
Oh
Why don't
yeah.
you smoke it?
Or maybe marker it up though, man. But that's a great ass thing, man. I love that.
Um,
If in your career, like, what is one of the pieces and one of them times, like maybe legal and like old school? What's like one of them burners where you really was like, man, I put my foot in this motherfucker. Like this motherfucker right here. That's when like one of them ones where you step back and you was like,
you,
what will one of those be?
you remember the vault,
Yeah.
the piece in the basement of the vault?
Oh,
Motherfuckers still talk about that. Or still pops up.
yeah.
It's like this dude. He had
We
a
got to
helmet
give you a link to this on the thing. You got to make sure we got to put it in our description when we get to that. You got a picture of that one still?
somewhere.
Come on, man. You got to clip it for the people, man. We got to like make this historical documentation, like the one in the vault.
I gotta find it.
And so, what if we was gonna say, if it was gonna be, if they was gonna say you got a style, what style would you say? What kind of graffiti artist would you? If somebody was like, yeah, what's your style though, bro?
Oh, kind of like a lot of my letters look like manga or like robots. I try to keep that consistent, and then um, I don't know. I can do realism, but I don't like to. I'd rather do kind of European looking shit,
Yeah.
which is like my biggest influence is Mode 2 and
Damn.
Chrome Angels.
Yeah.
Let me see the ashtray real quick.
That's that's fucking wow.
Like graffiti wise, like I like to draw realism.
Yeah.
I like to do like the graphic stuff, and then like tattooing, of course. So
Yeah, we ain't even there.
right, I like doing tattoo art.
So that is another thing we'll get into because you are also an accomplished visual artist that show in galleries and then have pieces around. And like you said, digital art, screen printing. And I'm gonna let the world know right now that legendary in the Thieveland clothing line for years and years, hijacked by me and Sano, is the Chief Wahoo with the gas mask on it. Thieveland legend. I got came to, and I know they asked Sano too. When the Ilthy boys started, they came to me and was like, "Yo, uh, can we? I want to stop."
Oh, because they had a Wahoo.
They had a Wahoo. They came to me
Oh.
when they first, before they used skate. He showed me the sketch when he was acting.
Mm-hmm.
He pulled me in and they was setting up, and that was the dude that started the Pip or whatever, the first original dude. And he was like, "Man, we just inspired by Sano and all of that, and we just love Thieveland and all of that. We just want you to see that, man. Is we cool doing that?" So they was real respectful when they came at that. But just to let you know that that design spot that design is the genesis for the Ilty, that original Ilty Indian. Yeah. No, that's a
well,
true story, man. That's like real facts,
The
man.
Wahoo was complicated. Well, one, the Wahoo wouldn't have happened without Days in them.
Without Dave?
Yep. Without Days and Taste and Bias.
No shit.
Sano called me and he was like, "Yo, out of the kids at the Cleveland School of Arts, there's these kids that call themselves Scribe. I think I'm gonna put them in the crew." And I was like, "All right."
Shit.
And I was like,
"Let's go, Scribe Tribe."
Yeah, so but they was just Scribe. That's all they called it.
Okay.
They just wrote Scribe. And I was like, "All right, cool. You sure you want to put them in the crew? Like, now?" And he was like, they ain't all that good yet. What if we make them a little crew on their own?" And then he came up with Cleveland Scribe Tribe, and I drew the Wahoo. I mailed it to him, and then he scanned it and put it in a computer and vectorized it.
That is so freaking wild of a story, because I almost
That's
was
93, 92.
I know. I was gonna whoop Cree ass one time for printing a fucking I was like, "Bro, who gave you permission to like make that fucking?" He made an embroidery one. I was like, "Bro,
I don't know. I seen that shit.
yeah." I was like, "Man, you can't do that," because for the life of me, you know, when I bought the Thieving, I thought the Wahoo. I was like, finally, the Wahoo is mine. We was printing off of Pain,
Yeah.
and we got the gray fucking Massimino tank tops that fucking went around. That's the shit. Still, I still see people holding that bitch like a throwback right now.
Well, that was really for them. That was really for the younger crew.
I trademarked that bitch anyway, so you know.
And then they got so good so quick.
Who was in that crew then?
That's Bias, Days, and Taste, and Satcham.
And Satcham, yeah, because he was right off Superior up in. When did he have that loft over up in Superior?
I only saw him on the train tracks. I never knew where he stayed at.
Damn, yeah, he used to smoke a decent amount of weed. Oh, you was fucking half Muslim then too.
Yeah, I had to drop everybody off and go home.
You what, dude? Too much. Hanging out. Hey, ask this up or finish it up for me, dude. No, that is crazy. So, what's some of the biggest, maybe gallery or art shows that you think you showed at? Like, what's some of over the years, like, highlights in your visual art career?
Dude, so to go back to Juvenile Detention Center, I got that through doing the Kamala Harris mural with Syntax just recently.
Wow.
But that got us a Golden Obie
It was
Award.
a dope ass mural, but since she lost, I don't know if I ain't gonna say that.
Well, we won a Golden Obie Award for
a
that.
Golden Obie.
Yep.
No shit.
And I was like, what the fuck's a Golden Obie Award?
No shit.
But it's a Broadway award for creative excellence.
Damn. This motherfucker over here with awards.
So that was cool.
Yeah, man. That was just what? That was like a year ago then, right?
It was during election time, so that was November.
Yeah, that's dope as shit, man. Like, damn, man. Man, so what you got besides that? Like you still painting? Like what's your medium? What you fucking with these days? Like
Still fucking with the cans.
still fucking with the cans?
Cans, digital. Like I'll do stuff on my iPad and then output it however. So whether it's big or small. Um, Still mainly painting with the cans.
No shit.
And I need more tattoo clients.
More tattoo clients. You heard him, man. He's sick with it, man. Some original art over in this mug, man. I think
I can't be because if I post something, I'll do a tattoo, and if I post it, it's Columbus or Texas. Like when you coming back? When you
yeah.
coming back? And I'm like, the niggas fuck with me here.
Well, no,
Did
you
I have a
already
way to
know.
come back?
It's cell block C, bro. I mean, you already know where you at, man. But that I always tell people, man, Cleveland is like Krypton. When you here, you just fucking mortal. When you leave, you real float around this bitch. But this bitch,
Yeah.
but when you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. I mean, it's fucking tough. Go to the outskirts of this bitch,
I
bro.
really wanna
Take your ass to Mansfield. You
uh
already know.
I wanna get through to everybody here that Cleveland niggas is running shit all over the other places.
Man, that's real.
And there's a pockets and you're a delegate
Yeah.
of your city when you go there. And much like how um, Mr. Soul's tying together Atlanta and Cleveland,
Yeah,
I need to keep tying together here in Austin,
that's true.
in New Orleans, because I got a crew there.
That's dope, bro. See that is you like Mr. Global out this joint, man.
Shit.
And then we really ain't. And before we run out of all kinds of time, man, you gotta talk about like your music too. A lot of people don't know that about you.
Bruh,
That I and
I'm hype
listen,
about that
D.
right
When
now. I'm
he said
excited.
he a fan, bro, for real,
No,
man.
I am.
He that and it's crazy that like he said one time he tried to come and just didn't come to the right door. But this dude is kind of like really he can make beats and he worked with A Live and
Yeah, so
I he been DJing. He really been on that part of the music side. He was just up in Detroit fucking around with
bro,
some people making music.
that's Firstborn. That's Iron Fist Records. He put that together with Big Proof. So
See,
I was hanging out with them the whole like that's where I was staying at.
yeah.
Like right next to
That's why he
retired
was
Motown bassist.
spray painting too, though. That shit, this nigga nuts.
It got me back on the music shit though. Really,
Yeah,
like just that. Like Detroit is dope, man. Like just there's whatever the fuck else is going on in Detroit. There's still the Motown Hollywood connection. There's still like an incubator for music there. Like
I
the whole music scene is dope.
the I like the I stay my ass in the mitten, so I love going up there, and that's crazy that you do got a present because me and Bias, which is a crazy term. We spent about a year or two when he was up at Ford, when he was designing up at Ford up in Dearborn.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Bias tore Detroit up for a year straight, and we like really got like real cool. We was staying downtown Ann Arbor, but we could not stay out of the Detroit dance halls. Shit, we was in them bitches like crazy, bro. And I love the music scene in Detroit. And you're right, like you just gotta know. It's sort of like Cleveland. You need like a tour guide. You got to know where to go, or you ain't gonna find out nowhere to go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like you just can't show up in Detroit and find that underground music scene without somebody kind of like introducing you to where to get
But
around
that's
it
the
at.
thing. Like I went to college with Firstborn, and he's like Eminem and all them dudes. That's like he came up
Yeah,
with them. So then also
low
Syntax.
light flex and Syntax. Shout out to Syntax, no
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah. Yeah.
CST, no doubt, man.
Young G. Yep. Detroit Scribe tried.
all day long, bro, and blazing it up too, bro. I mean, he is definitely active in the legal world out here making that paper too, man. Syntax be putting
But I met a lot of people on the music side through him too. Cause
through
he's always
Syntax.
been, cause
Yeah,
he's
cause
already
that
been
nigga
doing
is
his
a
album covers
Detroit
and shit.
pimp, man. Fuck that, man. I love fucking.
He's the Jay Dilla toy, dude.
Yeah, bro.
That shit, yeah. He's
Bro, he is a legend. It's easy
for
when
Miss
I'm
Yancey.
right.
Yeah.
You want to know, hey, what you doing, big bro? For real, for real. That's always the plug up in the D. If you,
That nigga, Detroit held him down way different than Cleveland did for any of us.
oh,
That I had to say that, but that's like that nigga.
well, who did they hold down? Who did Cleveland hold down? Will you even look
I guess right
at the
now it
legend
might
of the
be.
hip hop? Even with Sano, he really had to leave and go to L.A. before. It's really like,
I
and
had
it's a
to
shame
leave.
when he was, bro. I'm in the business with him, bro. I'm
It's
sitting
holding
in the
down
office
days,
with
I
him.
think, right? It's holding days down. Days is busy.
Days is active, and Days
Yeah.
did, Days. True. I mean, and that's crazy too because I remember when about '93, and I think Taz was around, Bias around, Days was around, Sano was around. It was up on Coventry. They went out on the track. They put a foot up in all their asses. About 14 years old. I'll never forget that shit. They came back and showed the Polaroids. That's old school, everybody. Right when he shot them. Tell them the truth.
Days still the golden child, man.
He whooped their ass with like 4 cans. Everybody else had more cans. And remember, he just young. Like, he just like happy to be going. This might be like happy to be on the track. First time we really get to go out with Sano for real type shit. And he got in their ass. Sano went back down to that track 2 or 3 times. That's the real shit, man. No, that is shout out to Days One, man, and definitely he he was like him and Bias was the youngest in charge, and you look at Bias and him, they don't really celebrate Bias from any PR piece as being from here. And I think in the design world in general, that's celebrated. Who has that job, bro?
Bias can't. I saw Bias 2 times. He comes back here to do lectures at CIA.
Yeah.
Yep. So now that he's a car designer, he did the design a car for Gran Turismo, man. I mean, he's just on the corporate side now. That's all. Like, he gets to fuck around with shit. I don't think he fucks around with cans that much anymore. But like animation, all that stuff. Like, we were talking about all the 4D and 3D programs that modeling stuff. And
so out the crew though. I mean, I think, but do Cleveland fuck with him? That was the point. Like, is he like celebrated like in the art scene even like that? Ain't nobody like. All right,
but it would be the same.
3 years from now, CMA should have a Bias in there like they got Homeboy in there.
I think it's just that the vibe between.
If you gave him 3 years from now, he'll eat that big shit.
People here don't celebrate the people in the arts the way they celebrate the people in sports. If it was all the same, like it kind of is in other places, like they'll talk about their rappers, they'll talk about their producers, they'll talk about their football players, they'll talk about
MGK.
I'm just funny. But you know what I'm saying, they'll also talk about the graffiti writers, like they'll talk about all of it. Like they'll be like, this is who you gotta meet. You know? That was the thing about like the legal wall here, like what was the fun wall, like Train Ave and all of it. People didn't fuck with you there.
Right.
People did parties there.
Yeah.
Right.
Plenty. And it was a DIY skate park too.
So then, right, exactly. So the parallel to that, when I went to Texas, when I moved to Austin, is Hope Outdoor Gallery. But they call it that. It's basically a condemned condo. And they just broke down all the walls, and that's where everybody paints. It's basically a fun wall. It's this free spot where it used to be hood, and everybody would just come up there and free for all, but somebody turned that shit into a business. and now it's like one of the like third, like or between one of the fifth greatest tourist spots in Austin.
No shit.
Like people go there, they get married there now and shit.
And they got. Do they change the art or is static art?
It's still a wall. You can still go up there and bomb. It's just now that they try to schedule it out. They got times when you can't go there. I think they condemned the first one and built a new one, but they made it a business. They took like whatever like.
That's interesting though. I think like when you go around these grant people and you talking that shit, man, you better get them motherfuckers to give you some money for that shit.
Well, they gotta see the value in it and see that people like it's still some shit that
If you get to listen, unfortunately today I was in Wood Hill Park and I saw one YN obviously looked like he stole another nigga car, another nigga pimped him and wrecked 3 niggas' car for no fucking nigga. This nigga like gotta be about 12, 13 maybe best.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in the nigga because he made it to the other side of Wood Hill Park and he gave up. And, Benedictine practice field D. He was in the middle of it, and he could have kept kicking it down the streets because right then, if he dropped over the hill, he know what it is. You disappear, and then he could have you would have got lost. And if he took his shirt off, he could. I'm a third. I don't know. But he gave up. But then he need to be doing that. I say all of that if you can help 1 to 10% of these fools not to be doing something with outlay, and we don't got it. Ain't no more arts in school, bro.
There ain't.
I mean, it's like a shame. They forced us to go to art to graduate, and it's better for us. We went to the art museum when we grew up.
Yeah.
We got to go to the Cleveland Symphony. At least they gave us some exposure to them big ass buildings.
Yep, field trips.
Yeah, we went in that shit. We used to go to SeaWorld and cut out dolphins, matching dolphins, and put it on your Cedar Point twin. I still crack those niggas down and we got exposed to that. So I think like even what you're doing down there is good, but like those type of ideas and that foundation, just shit, keep writing that shit down. And even if you don't do it, man, write the proposals up and see if you can get some of that shit going, bro. That shit sound like not a bad idea.
I'm trying to
Cause even if you said that, if you say, hey, Mayor, I could get 8 of these niggas to stop writing on your wall, I bet you could go get $250,000 from that.
It's so Cleveland had these signage laws, right? That keeps me from doing what I did in Detroit for Kamala Harris. And that put me in charge of that allowed me to give 3 other Detroit niggas a job. I can't do that here. You know what I mean? Like,
it is a signboard, but it's a grandfather clause on the signboard, which you both know. If you go into it, I looked it up too, and you restore it. I told that one lady too, I give y'all $1 million. I shouldn't say it, but if you go on there and you just restore those things, I met the lady. She's supposed to see if we can get some money for it. I shouldn't say it.
Well,
at one point, it is some money to get in there. I know what you're saying. Because I remember y'all was doing Sprite signs.
Yeah, so I still work with that guy or that company, and they were like, yeah, it's really hard to get these off for you guys here. I'm trying to make you a regional guy there, you know.
But that shit.
I'm gonna get it off though, because they're gonna like a lot of stuff is changing in City Hall, so I think
we do got a young mayor down there, bro.
Yeah,
he got art. He got black people art up in the rotunda right now. We know some people. I ain't lying. You know he do. He got some Negro. He got some Negroes art up in that bitch today, man. Shout out to Mayor Bibb, man. He be doing his thug fizzle, man. I like him on Twitter too. He be really like keeping his policy. He got a certain amount of young transparency. If you follow him on Twitter, he is being transparent about his policy and, share the good with the bad. And I give him that too, man. I mean, a lot of people don't like to talk about crime when it's up, but at least he say it and address it. He ain't trying to brush it under the rug.
At some point,
start.
I was dealing with a guy with MIT, and we had some communications with him about.
Oh no shit.
about the off-grid
MIT
building,
Flex. Which one?
the off-grid
Oh
designs and
yeah,
off-grid alternative energy and autonomous buildings and building
that's where
with
you
solar
headed
panels
from.
and
If you could paint that picture out for you, if I could be like, bro, you got it. You could get it how you want it, man. How would that be for you? Like I was like, all right, like I know you be like that. Would you go off grid 100% self-sustained? Like if I could say what that like in the perfect text of right now, if you could get it how you want it, what would that look like?
well, whoever decided to make this planet their business and make that the focus, that would be the person that would win capitalism. This, for me, isn't really arbitrary. Building off grid, getting off fossil fuels, and all the technology that's been sitting on a shelf somewhere to do it. Also, with other people developing and building more stuff and coming up with ways to,
Yeah.
make it cheap plus just dope. Like, I don't see any other. I mean, my whole hope was that one, that I could transfer into architecture and building because I'm 50.
Mm.
Um, so I started teaching myself that on the computer and all the CAD programs because I was okay in drafting like
Yeah.
in high school. So I did that, got pretty okay with it, and then went to Earthship Academy in New Mexico to
Ooh,
learn the mechanics of
that's
building
big.
a
Look that
building.
up. Earthship Academy.
Yeah, learning how to your electricity comes from the sun efficiently, water from the rain, all the stuff that makes a self-contained house where there's no utilities coming in, there's no power lines for the wind to blow down, there's
Yeah.
no, it's all one unit. I took my drawings there and they're like, oh shit, you actually, these would
Right.
work. So then you find out people all over the earth are studying this type of shit,
Yeah.
plus all the other,
They ain't never gonna tell you about that shit.
there's all these schools, there's all these academies where people are like replacing like modern construction with like this shit that's like self-containing and it's like real modern living for free. You just buy the fucking equipment.
Yeah.
Come to find out, my kids got land in Mexico and Maine, and they're basically working off grid. So
That is like I like that because uh I love not talking about it, being about it, and knowing you over the years. I know that you make serious stride to work toward that sustainability lifestyle, and I know you done mapped that shit out for yourself, and I commend you on that, man. And
well, don't because
I mean, listen,
I
you think
listen.
about listen. Sometimes it's got to start with a thought. If some people can't even verbalize they thought, if that shit just stay up in your head and you never stay it, sometimes when we recording this right now, I think it ain't even for. I think we pre AI
Right.
and listening to shit like this before that. And being able to go back all the way to 93 and tell a story and to say exactly where you was thinking about that from your point of view
But don't give me
is
that much credit
valuable.
because I stumbled into it trying to be cheap.
I'm frugal, bitch. No,
Yep.
I ain't no get down shit. D buy something 90% off, hands down. D gonna go for a bargain every day of the week, man. Tell him the truth, D. I mean, it's just like flat out. I mean, it's just his personality type, man. I don't knock that like I'm trying to be cheap. No, it's like
Um.
frugal. I don't know. It ain't. That's almost part of niggerdom. I don't even know how to say it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. You know
Yep.
how to get by.
Yep.
You have to adapt sometime with what you got and make good with what you do. I know what the perfect tits of shit should be sometime, but yeah, if I could save $1, that's almost like part of our self-preservation or
Yeah, I
some
was trying to
shit,
be
bro.
real Scrooge McDuck with it, and then
You know what I'm saying?
I started doing the homework on it, and doing the study, and I was like, well, wow, this is deeper than that.
Man, yeah, that is a good, man. And I think you should just print some more designs out, man. I can't wait to get some more. work done in the future. I mean, I know this program is ridiculously noble of you because there's not even a lot of people that want to go mess with these YNs down. I mean, for real, bro. I mean, you know what it is. I mean, like, seriously, I just saw tragedy today. The real tragedy about what the little dude did is the property damage that he don't know. They done fucked up 3 people's cars. That might have been their only car, and they got to go to work and feed their family. And that ripple effect, no insurance. You just fucked they shit up, dude. Off what? Like, and you going down there, like, and I know you gonna make a difference. And I just hope, like, 1, 2, or 3, and I know you can get through with them and show them a pathway. You know, maybe not all them knuckleheads, but get 1 or 2 of them, man, and pour into them motherfuckers.
Well, that's all they want.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we understand. Like, you know, the ones that are really, they really want to do it. These are the guys we'll keep, or the kids we'll keep.
Yeah.
Keep
Man.
bringing to you.
Man, that is real good, man. And I know, tell people where they could find you at on social media. And I know you're available for beat production, tattoos, graphic design, man.
Yeah.
The dude is a full-fledged, crazy-ass, legendary graffiti artist. When I say, like, some people be talking about it, or some people be being about it, being out on the streets back in the day with cans in your hand is for real. Like, I mean, it get there, but like people don't know. Like on the train tracks, folks, you know what I'm saying, where it was really going down at, and on the walls for real.
Yeah.
Click a clack a old school style, bro. That shit's crazy, man. I appreciate you, man. I got a little token of being a guest on the show. I think it's the shit we roll. That shit is good as fuck. I gotta get some water.
I'm gone.
Next time I do that, I got the fucking cotton mouth so bad, man. Shout out to my boys, man. Y'all got anything y'all need to rep, anything going on? Oh, without a doubt, I definitely gotta tell everybody Wreckroom Studios is open for business too. If you're looking for studio time, D the best master in town. He just like quiet about it, but really, if you want your music, you making your Fruity Loops beats or whatever the fuck y'all doing it on, come see D and get that shit mastered at the Wreckroom. I think he got a couple more slots for some video production. I know that my man Ken Cody sitting in the house tonight. Ken Cody, photographer. What's your man? You gotta check.
Vicente.
Where we get him at? I mean, Ken Cody on IG. I know Wreckroom is on everything too. And don't forget, we need y'all to subscribe and like and do all of that stuff. And especially go to Wreckroom Studios on YouTube. And I need y'all to like and subscribe that. We got to get him to like 150 subscriptions like as soon as we possible.
Oh, I'm Adept Swim _CST on IG.
Man, you better spell that shit, bro.
Adept Swim,
Yeah.
ADEPT Swim _CST.
Thank you so much, man.
Right.
That's the only one we're going to find you at, man. Where is the next time you going to show? You got any shows going on?
So we're gonna do Juneteenth,
Okay.
Cleveland Heights.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we're gonna be doing fourth Sundays at Camino on West 9th.
All right.
We'll paint live, sell some shit, have some stuff printed.
That's dope, man. AD, can we get some music to get us up out of here? We got the one and only D Selector on the 12s, man. Thank y'all so much. We got, I don't know if Tiny Shop even going down, but we, Paint Shop, man, Red Lion, shout out to Dave One, shout out to my man Harold. 4030 Studio Block Party on August 9th, man. So definitely we're going to be in touch about that for sure. Shout out to the one and only Robbie, man, on the track, man. Thank you so much for lending this song to us. Shout out to my man Laylo. Laylo Slim, this big. Look forward to working with you and Obnox them.
Oh, hell yeah.
We're going to get some shit done with A-Live, man. We got some shit coming for y'all.
Oh, that's what, CSB, WCSB, 12 o'clock Saturday night. We'll be on Hama Show with A-Live.
up to that
No
ball house.
shit.
My dude
Ooh,
walked in
little
cool,
flex.
was laughing.
Yeah, I put together a set.
That's dope as shit. What you gonna be doing? A whole
His eyes
set?
got big and said,
A beat
nigga,
set?
some kids up in there.
Oh
napping
shit.
head
See what I'm
dirty.
saying,
This ain't
man?
half of 'em.
Man,
When
many
you see 'em
things,
tryna
man. Thank you so much, man. It's been my
man.
pleasure, man.
That's for
Till I
mine
noticed
too.
the ring on their gear was kinda dingy. And skin be looking crazy.
Cool, cool.
She said to me, can I smoke with you, big baby?
Yeah.
Just to let you
Almost like,
oh, well,
my God, I did a mistake. That weed is strong, bro.
trying to high cap like they all at. I'll pause that. Anyway, if it's on or not, gonna determine how long I might stay. So hey, my dude, where them brews at? But people in the scene, they can tell it ain't no fool, Jack. You got to know what I mean. Nigga, what's up, y'all? Who got what on what, y'all? Alright, my dog look. We need cheese for groceries to bring back and then cook it. Meantime, gon' need brew, some pearl too, a drive through. Gon' need more funk to blaze two on the way. Getting my kick it on tight today. No hesitation, don't need no bloodhound hating situation. Them now put now but one toe. Flicking the roach when me exhaling that sweet smoke. Just to let you house. Oh well, talking about. I'm lounging on the couch. I seen it before, so I know what they talking about. Who got that funk? Which one of these niggas can roll a blunt? Hounds on the hunt. Didn't really wanna be bothered with hood mice, but I'ma try to be nice. See what it really look like. Thus far, Jake be what their game is. In fact, no holler back when me ask what your name is. I don't know. It don't matter. I'm only trying to smoke. Fuck in my pocket from the blaze till I thought, shit, better things I must see too. I holler fool from the pearl. It was nice meeting you. Just to let you house. Who ain't